Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters on That podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and today I welcome a special guest, and actually a part of the band, Arcana Necronomicus. We got Baron
Hey,
von Butcher.
yeah, awesome.
So, I
A
was
lot
like
of
that,
people
but I
that
was,
people up. Yeah, a lot of people screw up the names. Cool.
yeah, I tried to too. So I think the Misfits kind of helped me out with trying to pronounce names right there too, with Doyle von Frankenstein or something like that. So,
Awesome.
all right. But how you been, brother? I mean, what's new?
Been busy, man. Been busy. Yeah, I work a lot, so that's like this was nice. This is nice to have it on a Sunday because it's really difficult during the weekdays.
Yeah, actually, I guess you guys show up a good bit for the Lion Den Roars podcast, right?
Biden Roars. We're regulars on that. Also on OTAT 247 with Dave and Lisa. We're on regularly on 96.7 FM, their heavy metal Wednesday night show that they got going on. Yeah, so we get around.
We spread the word. That's our deal. So yeah. So I guess on a serious note, is the band doing okay? Because I think when I was talking with Mark, he says, I guess you, sister, and maybe some of the other members having some disagreements or something. Are you guys doing okay?
Oh, there's always disagreements. Yeah, it's mainly with Sister. So I don't know how much of the background of the band you know, but Sister was kind of like the leader of the band, even though Mark kind of ran the day-to-day, like behind the scenes kind of stuff. And so Sister's not exactly the easiest person to work with. I'm just kind of like, I just go with it. Whatever anybody says, I just do it. But there was a lot of back and forth between them. We had a ton of money. We spent it all, went bankrupt. So the band kind of went out of business. I was like around 2020 or something, like during COVID. And then Mark made a deal with this new CEO, Necronomicus, and brought us back from the brink. But now Mark's in charge. So Sister has to do what Mark says. And, I just kind of stay out of the politics of it. I just want to play music and enjoy myself. So yeah, I don't get involved in that stuff, but it's just a lot of big personalities.
Good thinking. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But you get to elaborate more on the music and everything else here too, just a little bit. But first off, Baron, I want to welcome you to my podcast right here. And the way they told me from the Lion Den Roars, they said, I guess your interviews always get interesting with the stories you guys tell. So I'm curious to see what you got. So
all right. Yeah. I got some stories. I'll let you know about that. Yeah, definitely got stories.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start off in the beginning right here too. So I guess, who are you? And how did you become a musician?
Yeah, I'm Baron von Butcher. So I play the bass for Arcana Necronomicus. I'm one of the founding members, along with Sister. And there was another founding member. He's since passed away. That was our original drummer, Mamagoth, Hail Mamagoth. He passed away, it was like 2017, 2018, shortly after the band recorded some songs. He's actually the drummer on our first album, Death by Despair. So he was the original drummer on that. I play the bass. I do vocals, sometimes backing vocals to some of the songs, especially when it's clean vocals. And there's a couple of songs where I do all the vocals on it.
I guess we're going to jump into Arcana Necronomicus. So I guess it sounds like, is it going to be something similar to the whole thing with Gwar, for instance, some galactic overlords? Or is this from the bowels of hell sort of thing?
No, it's from bowels, but I don't know if they're from hell. No, it's not galactic overlords. It's just Sister. She's a skeleton nun. Our current drummer Nos. He's an Amish vegan vampire. I'm just a dude that wears a human skin apron and works in a meat plant and plays the bass. So I'm pretty normal.
Can I turn to you for some good steaks if I need one for coming up Labor Day?
Yeah. So I'll let you know ahead of time I have been known to steal some meat from the plant. I'll show you. This is my attire. So this is all I have on. So I have to sometimes slip the steaks in my shorts. I just want to warn you ahead of time. That's where they're coming from. But as long as you cook, you should be fine. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I'll have to figure it out. But I mean, I have seen people that eat rare, and all right. So it's just all right. But rubber ducky underwear, come on, man. So
it's the only way. You know how I roll.
right.
In all seriousness, there is like an end of the world apocalyptic storm coming through. So if you hear any thunder in the background, yeah, that's it. So we have like a massive storm heading our way right now, and hopefully it doesn't knock out our power.
Can
you hear that?
I just heard that.
Can you hear the thunder? It's like literally like shaking the walls over here. Yeah,
I guess
that's not a sound. That's for reals.
Actually, I was going to say, where you guys hailing from? Are you guys in the sunny state of Florida?
Central St. Petersburg, but we're on a really tall mountain in a castle. So we're at the highest point. So this place gets hit by lightning all the time. And usually we're fine. Usually. That's why we chose a castle. It's made out of like stones and mud. So there's really nothing flammable anymore.
That's good. I guess you guys also get a little experimental at times with doing some sort of Frankenstein's or deals.
That's kind of sister's end. Yeah, she has a lot of that kind of stuff where she has like this it's like a metal bed that she like to crank up to the top, and she chants some things, and I stay out of that because you know, I don't understand any of that stuff. That's her thing.
We could definitely say the thunder.
It's not like the roof's going to come down.
I want to say the thunder actually adds to the ambience right now.
It does,
yeah. I mean, well, let's hope we don't lose power. Let's keep that rolling. So, but I guess let's jump into more about Arcana Necronomicus. Sure. So, obviously we said bowels, but not hell in this case. So I guess
there's bowels. Yeah,
we're too good looking for hell. So
yeah. There's you know, there's a lot of unexplored regions underneath the castle that you know, it's kind of like Geraldo Rivera when he did the Capone's vault thing. It's like that. So we'll live stream it, but we've never found anything other than some bottles and some tusks from like mammoths and stuff like that. But you know, pretty much anything you'd find in Florida, anyways.
Yeah. Did you say you got a torture chamber?
I'm not allowed in it anymore. Yeah, we partied one night and just kind of wrecked it. And biohazard crew had to come in and clean it out, and then the cops got involved. Yeah, so apparently I have been banned from the torture chamber. Yeah, so whatever. Whatever.
Right. Hey, it happens. Shit happens, as they say.
Yeah.
So.
Now what can you do?
Yeah. And on a serious note, sorry for the loss of your first drummer right there. And I guess you said you guys formed like what, more in the 2010s, and then kind of been rolling ever since, and then into COVID afterwards.
We're I think we first got together in 2017, and that was with the original lineup. Sister doing guitars and vocals. I was playing bass, and once in a while would do vocals in the background. And Mamagoth he was on the drums. Mamagoth was a really different drummer than who we have now. And then we also had Eddie Parsay was our original manager. So he did our booking and got us kind of going. And then he disappeared under kind of suspicious circumstances. And then Mark moved in like in the 2020, 2021, I think it was. I'm not sure. And then that's also a little bit after that's when we hired Nos for our new drummer. And which he's really good. He's a really good drummer. I mean, both of our drummers were really good, but Nos is very technical, more metal oriented. So we kind of get along a little bit better with that. And then again, and of course, Necronomicus, which is our CEO. So he kind of funds the band, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. He doesn't really talk much. I never see him poop. So I don't know much about the guy, but yeah, he seems pretty cool. He looks like a devil sometimes, and sometimes he'll look like a red pony. Guy's whacked.
Hey, that's why I was way delving into the dark arts. So I guess
yeah. Right. And all this is, I don't know if you know this, all this is like the background and stuff like that was filmed by a documentary film crew. So it's all on the Sister Skeleton show. All these episodes kind of tell the story of the band. So as true as it can be. mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like any other reality show. There's some scripted events, but yeah, most of it's just how we are daily life.
I say, Vila the Bam ain't got shit on you guys. So yeah. So
What's that?
Actually, did you ever watch Jackass or Vila the Bam back in the day?
Yeah, MTV? Jackass. Yeah, the first movie was hilarious. Yeah, I like Jackass.
I would say, Bam Margera, he went off and did his own thing called Vila the Bam, and he did it up in his neck of the woods of Westchester right there too. So he always brought some interesting characters, but I think his very first concert he brought in his backyard was actually Slayer.
Oh wow, he must be rolling cash to get Slayer there.
Oh yeah, but he's also real big into the skateboarding, so he was with the Tony Hawk and all those guys. So
sweet.
But he did his own reality TV show called Vila the Bam. So obviously, when you think of reality TV, you don't know how much of it is scripted, but it's still funny as hell, so you don't really think about it. So, but he also brought in Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. So I mean, yeah.
What about Danny? Yeah, do you know Paul Allender, one of their his old guitarists for Cradle of Filth?
I'd say I only know a little bit about Cradle of Filth.
Actually, we met somebody actually from Sabbath, and Martin Walker, who we all adore. He's like a good friend of us, and we gave him a T-shirt, and he took it back, and it didn't fit him because he's a British guy, so he's like half a foot tall, and we gave him like a large. So he gave it to Paul Allender from Cradle of Filth, and there's a video or some picture of a concert they're playing in South America, and he's wearing our shirt on stage, which to me is like absolutely freaking crazy.
That's one of those hallelujah moments, but I don't think we can show a live theme. So, but I'd say my knowledge of Cradle of Filth is very limited because the only song I really got into was Absif with Faust, and
that's from their early stuff.
That was the Infinity album. Yeah, that was the older works. So
after that, it was kind of hard to follow them. I liked more of their manic, like Midian phase, Damnation and Day. I feel like we came into them at their best. I thought their best album was Damnation in a Day, and then when we started to go forwards and backwards from that point, and couldn't get as much into the newer stuff. But yeah, I liked them. They were a lot of fun. It was just crazy, like manic kind of stuff. Yeah,
it was a little bit more of the darker black metal with a little bit of a melodic touch to it with the keyboards. Yeah. So yeah, don't have to admit, whoever the female vocalist is, man, she's got a voice. I gotta tell you that much.
They've had a couple. Yeah, they've had a couple. I mean, the newer one, I'm not familiar with, but the older one, yeah, there's some videos of them out there on tour, and she's kind of crazy. She's crazy like them, so she fits.
She fits right in, so that's good.
Right in.
And actually, I was going to say Absif with Faust, but it was actually because they actually did a montage with Final Fantasy. I forget, it was a Final Fantasy movie. I think it was like based on Final Fantasy 7 or something. That was the first time I heard about it there too. So it just fit perfectly into it. So
nice, yeah.
So, but that's the whole story with Vila the Bam. So that's why I brought it up there too. I wasn't sure if you guys ever got a chance to watch it in your free time, but it's good show.
Not that one, but Jackass, yeah. So I remember him being on Jackass, but I didn't watch like when he went off and did his own thing. Yeah, I don't get a lot of chance to watch TV as much now as I used to.
Yeah, a little bit of a falling out, which it's kind of sad, really. But Bam, he was never the same after Ryan Dunn had passed away. That's really where I think it fell apart right there.
Yeah, I mean, we get it. When Mammogoth passed away, that was probably the closest thing that Sisters had to a real friend. And Mammogoth was just really easy to get along with. And just like, yeah. So I kind of understand that. And that's why we took a lot of time off. Even though we've been out since, been a band since 2017, we've only released 2 albums. I think a lot of that was just us trying to kind of find ourselves after losing a founding member and then see where we can go after that. Yeah. I totally understand that.
Absolutely. So, but I guess jumping into COVID a little bit here too. I guess what were you guys doing during COVID, music-wise, and I guess anything you want to disclose, family-wise or hobby-wise?
Yeah. Well, music-wise, we took that time. We had recorded Death by Despair at Stick Martin Studios in downtown St. Pete. We were set to record another EP, like 3 or 4 songs, and release that. And since it was COVID, the guy who ran that studio, he wasn't in good health to do that. So we took the time and reinvested into our studio and upgraded it and the equipment and remodeled the studio so we could start recording here. And I mean, I got COVID like about 27 times. But I have so much like bacteria in my bloodstream from the raw meat that I eat that viruses usually don't last too damn long in me. Yeah.
Well, at least we know we need a vaccine for that. So, all right.
I don't need a vaccine. They're going to need a vaccine for me someday.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're looking at potentially the end of humankind just because of the bacteria soup that's just oozing out of my pores some days. That's why I don't go out in the sun. I sweat. Yeah. And then it kills the grass.
Actually, I was thinking more like, do you guys not... Is it more like a vampire sort of deal where you can't really stand sunlight too much? Or is it like...
Well, I can go out in the sun, yeah. I just, but I don't want to have the UV rays destroy my tats. But Nas can go out in the sun now. He's a vampire. He can go out in the sun because he's got some sunglasses. So, yeah, he's fine. Sister doesn't go out in the sun at all. Yeah. I don't know why.
Sense.
I don't know what her excuse is. Yeah, you'd have to ask her. She's kind of crazy.
So, I guess you want to show off the ink real quick? I guess what you got?
Well, I mean, subs up for the band. There's my Candlemass skull from Epicus Doomicus Metallicus. I'm a big doom metal fan. Wotan, that's from Sabbath History of a Time to Come, right there. Got my Gwar. Mark and some of the other members of the band, including myself, were pretty good friends with Dave Brocky. And it kind of shook our world when he passed away. And then up around here, I can't remember which side it's on. I got a King Diamond bat and a sky-clad crane. So that's kind of like, that's kind of where I'm at. A lot of musical stuff, yeah. A lot of memory stuff for people that have passed away too.
Yeah, poor old David Brocky, man.
Yeah,
he would have been an interesting character. Yeah,
we saw him about 3 weeks before he passed away here, and it was over in Tampa, and it was a shocker. It was very, very sad. Yeah, we hung out over in Tampa a few weeks before he died, and if we can, like, just kind of like to stay away from that because that's a tough one to talk about. We loved him.
Fair enough. But yeah, David Brocky, we'll just leave it like this. He was an interesting character, but man, you gotta love him. So.
Brilliant. Absolutely one of the most brilliant people I've ever met creatively, and just, he was amazing.
That's for sure.
Yep.
Would you like to give a shout out to the tattoo artist who actually did the ink for you?
Well, yeah. So let's see. This was Preston. He moved away. Preston Garrett. I'm not sure. He moved away to like in the Midwest, so I'm not sure where he's working at right now, but he's still doing tattoos. Bob from Commitment Tattoo did some stuff on us, or stuff on me. We also did stuff on some of the other band members. I got an owl. I got an American flag with some dragons and eagles fighting on it. It's kind of like a Lord of the Rings, where that kind of stuff. Yeah, mainly Bob from Commitment Tattoo and Preston Garrett, wherever he's at, I don't know. But he was really awesome. They're all really good. And Bob from Commitment Tattoo is like right down the street now. So he like moved away like from his spot a few miles away, and he's like 2 or 3 minutes away now. He's going to be getting more of our business. I can walk here.
That's good. So I guess still kind of stuck on tattoos, and I guess even the music scene and around St. Petersburg there. I guess, how's it been since COVID? You guys seeing a lot more of the metal scene rising up, or is it a mixed breed?
Well, I mean, this area used to be like a hotbed for metal. Kind of like the birthplace for Eastern death metal was right over in Tampa, and there's like nothing. I mean, if somebody comes, it's usually a few hours away in Orlando, or I mean, rarely do they even come to Tampa, which is across the bridge. We're over in St. Pete, so it's changed. I say pretty harsh in the last 10 to 15 years. I mean, sometimes you'll get some of the bigger, rock bands or like, Ghost and stuff like that. They'll come over, but but it's like, it's none of the smaller bands really that we see coming around here anymore. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, the competition with Deicide and Morbid Angel, and then Obituary at one point.
Yeah, I mean, they were all right over across the bridge. Yeah, we used to go see a lot of these guys when they were working at some of the like Aces Records and stuff. It was crazy. You go in there, and now, we had no idea back then that they were going to be that big, but they were selling us CDs. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days. So, I guess, did you ever see any of those bands? I guess when they were quote unquote in their infancy.
Yeah, yeah. They play, a lot of those bands played at Janus Landing downtown St. Pete. I mean, that was kind of like the place you would go. Like all the bands would go to downtown St. Pete to play at Janus. Man, I remember so many concerts there, and it was interesting because a lot of these smaller opening bands went on to be like legendary, and it's kind of crazy because we saw them when they were like, they were allowed to play like a 20 or 30-minute set before, a big band, and now there's documentaries written on these bands.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was gonna say, what do you think of Glenn Benton always putting the inverted cross in his forehead? I was thinking, like, did you try to compete with that at one point?
Did we?
Yeah.
No, we don't really compete with. So when we go out and play, it's just us. So we don't have like an opening band or anything like that. We just go out and play. We have a lot of like we just did one back in March, and we're integrating like some extra like multimedia experience. Like we have a screen where other things can come in and talk to us, and we kind of interact with that. It's hard to get everybody. We don't play too often, too many times a year, but we do try to do it at least a couple times a year. But a lot of the stuff that we have, since we have different work schedules, is usually like studio based stuff where we record something and then we'll put it up on Bandcamp and stuff like that.
I guess what sort of venues do you guys play at, or I guess like what's the big ones in St. Petersburg and Tampa that you guys like to frequent?
Well, we do a lot for private parties. So like kids' birthday parties are really good, especially if they have a bounce house. That's freaking awesome. Like, I got kicked out of a couple of the bounce houses. I think I popped one. I was wearing some boots and and I was swinging the cleaver around. But that's what kids like. So whatever. I mean, parents are just overprotective now. A grown man like swinging around a meat cleaver around some like 5 and 6 year olds, but they're small. They're hard to hit. They get a plus to their dodge, and mainly just birthday parties now. Birthday parties, special events, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, coming of age, movies. We'll play a lot of those. We do a lot of appearances at like conventions now. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe graduations would be probably in the list next for you.
That's an untapped market. Yeah, I'll send that over to the people that handle it. I send it over. I'll ask Necronomicus and see what he says about that. But yeah, I think we can do graduations. Like kindergarten graduations would be really good. That'd be fun. Play some metal for them, some death metal. Elementary, like going from 5th to 6th grade. That'd be a sweet gig. Those kids know how to rock. Yeah, they know how to rock.
I should say in college, but then I think they would know better.
College, yeah.
But hey, they bring the beer. We need the beer. That's what we need. So yeah.
Well, you bring the beer anyways. You can bring beer to the elementary stuff. Yeah. Kids don't know. Just tell them it's funny tasting soda.
I guess.
Yeah, it's the funny tasting soda.
I mean, hey, I mean, I got my own little taste of tequila when I was pretty much 7 years old or something like that.
You know what I'm talking about.
You always get a nice taste. So yeah, it's like you're eventually going to get into it anyway. So you might as well start prepping for it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, might as well start them young.
sure. Yeah. So I forgot to ask this earlier. I guess what sort of musical tastes do you guys use, or at least like influence like Arcana Necronomicus?
All right. So a prerequisite to get into the band, we all had to agree on these 4 bands. So we all had to be big King Diamond fans and or / Merciful Fate. We all had to be into classic doom metal like Candlemass. Candlemass was definitely a prerequisite. Gwar. In fact, our former manager, Eddie Parsay, had been to 50 Gwar concerts, and on his 50th Gwar concert, they asked him to come up on stage, and they fed him to the world maggot that lived underneath the drum set. We have not seen him since, and he was a good driver. Like, he drove us around, but other than that, he was all right. And Sabbath from England. So pagan thrash metal, loved it. And we had to agree on those 4. If you didn't agree on those 4, you weren't in the band. Yeah, right away. That was it. You had to have those 4 boxes checked before you go on into anything else. And now I'm more into, like, I still am into doom metal. I kind of go in, all the different subgenres of doom metal I like. Nos is into symphonic black metal, like like Bryangribbin, Dimmu Borgir, Satyricon, and Sister's more like into the blackened thrash, like like Wraith and that kind of stuff that's like more, it sounds like stuff from like the 90s, but they add the black metal style growls to it, like Skeleton Witch, Wraith, and that kind of thing. So we all kind of have different musical tastes, but they're all kind of in the same realm of metal somewhere.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. You know about the Scandinavians and even like some of the other black metal you used to get out of even like the UK as well. So
yeah.
And so I'm trying to make sure I phrase the question right here too. I was trying to also think of do you guys tend to mix it up when it comes to, in terms of maybe like the speed, for instance, here too? Do you maybe do like blast speed in one section and slow down in another section? Because I know you mentioned about doom metal.
Yeah, you should check out Monolith King. That was one of our. It's not our last release, but it's probably within the last year, and I think that was the best example of where our sound is going. So it's kind of like a cosmic death metal. Has slow parts, it has melodic orchestra parts, and then it gets the first time that Nos has done a blast beat that can last more than like 2 or 3 seconds. So yeah, he's developing. Yeah, but we're starting to kick in the blast beats in it now, and it's a lot of fun.
I would say it's pretty much a prerequisite when it comes to black metal in order to blast beat more than 5 seconds. So
yeah, he'll get there. Bless his little heart. Yeah, he'll get there. His little black heart.
I think we're gonna need you to probably be the so-called coach to kind of march him on, so to speak, right there too. The whole thing. Thread him with a cleaver, maybe they see if that gets him rolling or something.
He's a vampire. Yeah, so this won't do anything against him. I mean, it's spray painted silver, but it's not really silver. That's the only way you can hurt him. And I've never hurt Nos. Nos right now is probably the closest thing that I have to a friend. We hang out, even though we have very different ideas on diet. He's got his way. He's all vegan. I'm not. I'm the opposite of that. And but we still find some common grounds where we will drive around and do some talk about our feelings about how Sisters treats us, and we work through it together. Because Sister's a very difficult person to work with, although she knows her music. She knows her instrument. She knows what she wants musically from the band. It's just she's just a pain in the butt to deal with her.
All right, so forget what I said. All right, keep that friendship rolling right there too.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah.
Okay. But I guess that could also tie with the challenges you guys face these days, being musicians and all. So I guess what challenges do you guys face these days?
These days is dealing with Mark, basically, our manager. So before he was kind of like he was just a joke. He was like our whipping boy, and now he's in charge. So we kind of have to do what he says. Not a real big deal for me personally, but I can see the effect it's having on Sister. And Sister's kind of like the heart of the band, the soul of the band, even though Mark writes most of our stuff. So Mark writes our lyrics. He has a lot of input on the music part of it too, even though Sister really comes up with the good stuff. She'll take Mark's ideas and really refine it and make it better. But I think the biggest thing is just dealing with Mark and his just inflated ego since he got promoted. Now we have to do what he says. Not a big deal for me, but yeah, I can see where it's putting a strain on the band with some of the other band members.
Guess more so with Sister for the obvious reason, but oh well. It is what it is. Actually, you guys are real good friends with John from Superposition and Chris.
We are, yeah. Met him a couple years ago, I think. Yeah. I went over to his place and we hung out and became friends. Him and Kimmy from Mama's Maiden Studio. She's done a bunch of videos for us. I mean, floating around out there, there is even a collaboration where Sister plays some guitar and Nas does some drums for one of Superposition's songs. Yeah, it's they're good people. That and we enjoy hanging out when we get a chance to see them. Yeah, they're not too far away from us, so occasionally we'll get together and throw back a few and just have a good time and talk about stuff, talk about our changing bodies.
Like I said, do you provide the meats and Nas provides the salad?
Oh yeah,
is that how it goes?
Yeah. Well, he's been pushing his beet cleanse powder a lot, almost to the point where it's kind of annoying. So yeah, he brings that with him everywhere he goes. So he started pushing it on one of Dukester podcasts, their Blind and Roars thing, and it's just that was just the start. I mean, I got stuff too. I haven't started promoting it yet, but I got my own meat paste that's coming out later this year. But I'm not gonna be annoying about it like Nas is. He's just like in your face with it. But he believes in this product, so I guess that's something.
He's trying to really bring out the sales persona. So
yeah, he knows he's a businessman. Nas is a businessman. He's gotten Kimmy and John to both try it from Superposition and Mama's Maiden Studio. They both have tried it. Their teeth were stained purple. They said they feel great. I mean, I don't know. They look a little weird with the purple teeth, but I don't know. To each their own. I'm not touching that stuff. Ain't no way.
Yeah. All right. But I guess outside of meat cleaving and playing with Arcana, I guess, what other hobbies do you do?
I like to scrapbook. Yeah, I like to play video games sometimes too with Sister. We used to play a lot of co-op couch video games, and it's just hard because she smells like I don't know. I can't even give you an idea of what she smells like. It's just, if you can imagine death, but really old, like ancient death. That's kind of what she smells like. I should probably try to put that in a perfume or something. That might actually work. Graveyard. We'll call it Graveyard. But yeah, like old video games, like the classic ones, like retro kind of stuff, into that. I mean, yeah, I don't get a lot of free time from the meat plant. So I'm working, I'm playing music. Sometimes I sleep. I try to get some sleep in, like almost 8 hours a week. Sometimes. I like to eat meat. I guess that's my hobby, is just eating meat.
As for video games, I would have thought you would have liked Bloodborne, to be honest here too, since you're doing a lot of hacking and slashing. So yeah.
Yeah, that game's too damn hard. Yeah. Unless they give me a cheat code where I can have where I'm invincible. Yeah. I did my time with Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. I did my time. I beat that game without any cheat codes before the internet.
It takes some time. So yeah,
I'm not looking to revisit that part of that side of my persona. Was very angry. I bit the controller, headbutted the TV. Yeah, I'm not like that. I'm trying not to be like that anymore.
Yeah, I was kind of saying with Bloodborne in the beginning, but it's one of those. They say get good, but you have to like really study it in order to like understand how it goes.
Yeah, so. Pretty much, if it says it's Souls-like, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I guess go ahead and jump to the gear you guys got. So I'm curious how to describe this one. So I guess what do you play with personally? And I guess do you know any of the gear that everyone else plays in the group?
Yeah, I mean, I have my guitar is here, so it's like I don't know. Let's see what the hell this thing is. Never looked at it. A PV Patriot, huh? Yeah, it's old. And we got that sponsorship from NASA, so I got to have NASA. We got to have NASA stickers on all our gear now. But this thing's like I think it's like 40 years old. That still holds up. But yeah, that's my bass. Sister plays some Ibanez guitars that are for her drop C tuning, and then she plays. I think she plays a PV, the gray PV back here. I'm not allowed to touch that one. She does that thing for fingerprints all the time, and she'll know if I touch it. But she plays that for her black and thrash, so that's a little faster speed. And then for amps, we just use line 6 amps and kind of model the amp to our sound, and we just mic it up to a laptop with what do we use? I think it's like a PreSonus USB 96. But yeah, we don't run in direct. We just kind of amp it up with a mic, a Shure mic, and then for vocals, I think we've used a Blue mic, like a little 48 volt amplified mic for that, and we take the production pretty seriously. We try to learn as much when we recorded our first EP. We try to learn a lot from that and try to follow that. I think those songs sound really good production wise, and try to use that with what we do now. And as far as drums, Nas, I've seen him play acoustic drums, and I see him play digital drums. He's got a digital drum set, and he kind of, depending on what he's doing, he kind of goes back and forth. One is mic'd up, and one just goes in MIDI, and he just can make it sound. It's pretty neat. He makes it sound like whatever he wants once it's in there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's got like mesh heads on it and stuff. You'd have to ask him about that. I mean, I don't know much about the drums with that stuff. That's his thing.
Maybe at some point. I am a drummer as well here too, so I think we could share a lot.
Oh yeah, so. Yeah. You guys have plenty to talk about. Yeah, he's a really good drummer. I mean, as far as how it sounds to me, he takes a lot more risks with his drumming than Mammogoth did. But Mammogoth was rock solid. Like his timing was excellent. It wasn't as intricate, I guess, as Nas is, but yeah, I mean, we will never get another Mammogoth. So, and Nas is a great drummer, so we're really happy with him too.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, I guess when you guys did your initial EP way back in the day, I guess was it DIY or did you guys go to a studio to help out?
Well, sometimes, like as far as us recording stuff.
Yeah.
Well, on the first album, we recorded as much as we could at the castle, and then brought the files over to Stick Martin Studios. But there was stuff that we had to re-record at his studio because it just didn't sound good from our recordings. Now we do everything here at our home studio in the castle, and we just spent a lot of our money just trying to build up that studio so we could do everything here instead. And I think in the long term it saves us money because we can experiment more, and we're not paying for studio time, because it was basically the studio time that was, you know, we get in there and then he's got a bunch of toys that he had a bunch of toys at Stick Martin that we get a chance to play with that were out of our price range, and now we're able to do a lot of that here at our home studio.
I guess that also saves money to do your marketing for, I guess, all the products we've been mentioning here throughout the interview. So I guess it helps out.
Yeah. I mean, it's and we got some sponsorships, but it's none of it's really music related. I mean, we got the NASA sponsorship through Sister. Then if you go on, our Facebook or Instagram, or even some of our YouTube videos, you'll see Sister went to a big NASA convention, and that's where a big deal was signed, and now we get money from them. Every time they send a rocket or some dogs or monkeys up into space, we get like a couple $100. They shoot us like a little bit. Yeah, so it's pretty sweet gig. But yeah, we promote NASA. We'll tell all the kids that NASA space is really cool. You should do it. And yeah, I mean, they shoot us a couple $100 every few weeks. Sweet. It's an easy gig.
That's for sure. I guess you guys try to think of conquering Mars next. I guess this is going to be like a team up with Elon Musk now, is it?
We gotta figure out the whole thing with the hollow moon first, and before we do the whole Mars thing. But yeah, we're working on it. We got some ideas. When we think like the moon's hollow, it's going to basically shift itself, can transform into this thing that will shoot a heat ray at the Earth to destroy most of life. But I mean, we'll just go down further into underneath the castle. I'm sure we'll be fine. You get the further down you go, the cooler it gets down there, and it's like you can go in there and like now, where it's like 113 out here in Florida. Well, we'll go down there and it'll be like 65, and it's like good sleeping weather. So if that happens with the heat ray from the moon, we'll just go down into the bowels of Castle Arcana, and we'll just sleep there until stuff kind of settles down, and we'll come up and we'll figure it out. We'll be good. Don't worry about us. We'll be fine. And there we're heavily stocked with beer and meats. A lot of frozen meats. Got a deep freezer down there. Got some salted meats. We'll be good.
Damn, son, you got it all down there. So I feel like if the world's coming to an end, I'm coming to your guys' place.
We're always thinking.
Always thinking ahead. So,
prepping, yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right. I don't think you have anything to do with the lyrics, but I guess, what do your songs normally like to delve into? I guess you telling a story?
Yeah, so we try to tell the stories. A lot of the lyrics are stuff that's happened to Mark in his past, or something about a squirrel that's wronged him in the past or something. I don't know. But usually the lyrics are put together last. So that's like one of the final things to enter into the song. Yeah, so Mark does most of that. Like Betrayed, even though I sang on that song and play bass, that song doesn't have any 6-string guitar in it. So Sister didn't play on that. Betrayed was just a clean bass, a distorted bass, and Mamagoth on drums. But Mark wrote the lyrics to that one. I like the lyrics to that one. It was a lot of fun. About somebody betraying you and screwing you over. I think that's great. But yeah, Mark does a lot of that stuff.
It's about to happen at some point. So yeah. But
yeah.
Betrayed by a squirrel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's his thing. Like he's been single for a long time, probably he's past his expiration date. So, but he has like a ridiculous amount of squirrels. Chucky, and then there's Samson, and yeah, it's usually if like one bites him or something, like he'll write a song about it, or one won't cuddle with him, he'll write it's a little sad, quite frankly. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. And I guess just last question before we jump into the extra fun ones here. I guess what's the plans for this year for Arcana Necronomicus?
Well, our big plans are we're working on our next album, which is Living Dead. That should hopefully be out before the end of the year. And also, we have a comic book coming out. So we've been talking with Fierce Comics, and we have the first issue about 3/4 of the way written. Then it'll be sent off to the illustrator. And and then it's going to be crazy. There's going to be a comic book about our band and how it formed. And it'll also tell a lot about the story of the backstory of Mammogoth, because we really haven't talked about him up until this point. So yeah, new album coming out, some new videos to go with those. We're going to release a few singles from that album first, and then the comic book, and then of course extra episodes of the Sister Skeleton Show. We have a whole bunch of stuff for that show. A lot of footage that we filmed at conventions and stuff that we've gone to sign autographs and just interacting with people and the strange things that happen at conventions, like horror conventions and sci-fi conventions and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
That's for sure. I would say it definitely seems like you guys keep yourself busy. And it seems like I think I've seen like a couple bands doing like some comic book stuff, because I think one that came to mind was Carnifex. Actually, they were doing like, or at least lead singer was doing something with his own little comic book series, something like the Black Flame or something. And
yeah, I mean, as I'm sure you know, is like it's really difficult to make money off of the music now, just because the streaming services. Like, we really try to push Bandcamp, but I think where we make the money is when we go to conventions and sell merchandise, like our T-shirts, our posters. We have collectible cards from the band members. The comic book's going to help out with that, so we just try to make that money up on the back end with merchandise.
Fair enough. So I guess just real quick for the audience, what social media and streaming platforms are you guys on so they can check you out and interact?
Yeah, we use DistroKid, so we're pretty much on every streaming platform. Arcana Necronomicus. You can search us on there. Not Necronomicon. That book's stupid. Yeah, Necronomicon's like ridiculous. Yeah, don't even waste your time on it. It's a bunch of symbols and goofy stuff written. Necronomicus. We used to be called Arcana Official Metal Band, and then when Necronomicus came in as the CEO, he decided to make it more marketable, a little bit easier to find us. So he wanted us to take on that name, so Arcana Necronomicus. Most of our content is going to be on the YouTube channel. That's where you can see videos of our music, our songs, and concert footage where we've played live. And also, if there's any footage of us at a convention, sometimes we'll stream on there live. And also the Sister Skeleton Show, and which we just started our second season. We had a 2-part season premiere. And that's usually where most of the stuff is going to hit first. We also are on like Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not real technically oriented, so but I know most of our stuff's on YouTube. That's where we put all the good stuff.
Yeah, that seems to be the way to roll these days with YouTube when it comes to, in this case, reality TV. But I think a show you should check out is called Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. So they actually use a little
Has Been Hotel.
Yeah,
I'll check those out.
It's a HAZBIN. So yeah.
Okay.
And, it's actually a 2D sort of animation that they did right there too, but it looks pretty cool. So
nice.
So I thought maybe you would like maybe a throwback to the old cartoon days, and maybe just something that actually delves into hell's many realms or whatever it is. I don't know if it's like Dante's Inferno with the many circles of hell or whatever.
Oh yeah, concentric circles of hell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's below the castle is Dante's Inferno. Like it gets weirder the further down you go, but it's just like a little tighter. Like it's not as big. So that's probably what it is. That's weird. Funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, I never thought of it. That's probably what's below us. Huh.
That probably explains all the noises you've been hearing at night, I guess.
Yeah, that stuff, you get used to it after a while. It's just like it's just like if you run a fan at night. I mean, it's just kind of like you hear the souls screaming for their release, and it puts you to sleep, makes you tired. Then when we travel, we don't have it, so we don't sleep as well.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking of like that intro song on Job for Our Cowboys Doom EP. It was a catharsis for the buried, I think, was what it was called. And just at the end, before it like delves into the Entombment of Machine song, you hear a voice just yell, "Let me."
Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever got to like the deathcore or that sort of stuff that came out, but that was 2007 actually. So
Not so much the deathcore. Oh, hey, I think my lunch has arrived.
oh really?
Bring it on in. Yeah, I had my lunch delivered. Come here. It's all right. Throw it over here. Throw that thing over here. There we go. Come on over here. Yeah, this is my lunch. Come here. Come here, little pony. Get this that ass over here. Come over here. There we go. There we go. This thing here. This is lunch. Ah, yeah. This thing. I ate this horn yesterday. Now I'm gonna see how this horn goes. But yeah, this little pony. You ever had pony?
Not really.
Oh, it's an aphrodisiac. Yeah. Yeah, you can he has 4 legs now, but he'll have 3 legs later on tonight. Yeah, he's good. That was a good one. Yeah. You want to come over again? Yeah. I don't think he's coming back. Yep. I think he's running. Yeah, he's running through the castle. We'll find him. He ain't getting out. There's a moat. Okay. He's not gonna be able to jump. Those ponies can't swim very well. Bye, little pony.
All right, little pony.
He's gonna taste good. He's gonna taste delicious. I'm just joking. I'm not allowed to eat Mark's ponies anymore. Not after what happened last time.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's definitely first right there. So yeah. I mean, we got shots from cats and dogs, but that's the first time seeing a pony, let alone a goat.
It's a pony. Some people say it's a goat, but it doesn't taste like goat. It tastes like pony. So I'm gonna go with my gut.
All right, fair enough. So, all right. So, Baron, we beat for questions here pretty good. So, you want to jump into some extra fun ones right here?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. So, I'm curious if there's a particular dish I have not heard about yet, given the circumstances of what we've been talking about in this interview. So, what would you say is currently your favorite food?
Oh, well, my favorite food is always going to be meat. And I don't do fish because fish isn't that's not a real meat. I know people try to say, you just try fish. So that's my diet's comprised completely of meat. Sister, I've only ever seen Sister eat spider webs and dust. So that's probably her favorite food. Nos, of course, his beet cleanse, so his beet powder, and that kid loves broccoli. So yeah, spider webs, dust for Sister, beets and broccoli for Nos. I'm a simple man. I just like meat like that. I'm gonna have some pony later on. Not that pony. It's pony I bought at Publix. I'm not allowed to eat Mark's, but don't bring Mark's pony back in. Thank you.
Yeah, probably a good idea. They don't want to disturb Mark's slumber or anything or whatever he's doing now.
If he caught me, it would be bad. I'd get a pink slip in my file. I get docked pay. Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
Garnish my wages. So yeah, the deal. There. All right, fair enough. All right. So I've been saying you've been drinking out of your mug right there too. So I guess what's your favorite alcoholic drink, and then what's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Well, I kind of like anything but IPAs. I don't know how people drink IPAs. I think some people are born without taste buds, and that's how they can do it. And I don't like beet juice. So rum, pretty good. Dark beers, yep, like those two. Basically rum and dark beers. Yeah, that hits the spot. But not an IPA. No. Nothing like that. No beet juice. No carrot juice. No V8. Yeah, nah. Get it out of here. Yeah, and this is my Megadeth cup. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna bring it really close. I love Megadeth, like Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. Some of my favorite albums. So yeah, I like beer and booze. That's how I roll.
I was saying, isn't it supposed to be Rest in Peace and Peace Cells?
What are those?
I thought those were Megadeth because I thought Ride the Lightning was Metallica.
Pretty sure, yeah. Megadeth is like Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All. Yeah, Master of Puppet. Yeah. You should prepare for these interviews. I did. Well, I'm not hammered, but yeah, before I did.
All right. I'm not going to get into that. So, all right. Good choice.
All right.
But I guess jumping into the next one right here, I guess what would you say is your favorite movie and favorite TV series you could say your favorites of all time?
Yeah, so I think like I'm like big into chick flicks like Hereditary and Godzilla -1. Those are some of my favorite ones. I know there was a time where we all got together and watched The Office. That was a lot of fun. Trailer Park Boys, that's another good one. Reno 911, excellent show. And I can't believe the stuff that's a documentary too. I can't believe those people get away with that stuff. Yeah, just mainly like chick flicks like Hereditary. Yeah, kind of thing. But the weirder the better. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Godzilla's a great chick flick though. That -1. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, he was thinking about it earlier there too. So yeah, but still a great choice. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess in terms of documentary, I mean, they must have had a hell of a time just trying to keep a straight face, especially with all the crazy shit that was going on
weird.
in Office. And
yeah, it's definitely weird.
That's for sure. All right, great choices. All right, here's our last one. We'll go. I guess. What bands have you been listening to recently?
Oh man! All right, so we just like within the last few weeks found this band called Dragula, and they're from Buenos Aires, and yeah, we just they have 2 albums out. Some of them, a lot of the songs, I say more than half the songs are probably instrumentals, but it's very doom. But I think my favorite song off of them so far has been Padre Caris, which they use some like sound clips from Exorcist, and it's just, I think it's like 2 people. It's like 1 guitarist and a drummer, and it just sounds really, really awesome. Like the grooves and stuff that they have, and just yeah, fantastic band, and a lot of Abysmal Grief from Italy. Very lo-fi. They don't like to be called doom metal, although kids, that's what they are. They just don't like to be called that. They like to be called Italian dark sound. But their song "Cursed Be the Right" is absolutely amazing. A lot of keyboards, a lot of old sounding keyboards, lo-fi drums. Yeah, I've been big into Abysmal Grief for a couple years. We found them, I think it was on a YouTube channel, and then I went to their Bandcamp, and we ended up buying like 7 of their albums in one day, and just couldn't be happier with them. So yeah, Dragula and Abysmal Grief are 2 bands that we're really stuck on right now at the moment. And of course, like we also got our old favorites, like we always go back to Karak Angren, like for horror metal. Still listen to Dimmu Borgir stuff, and yeah, that's all. That's the only stuff that's coming to my head right now. But yeah,
I did have to ask about some of the black metal bands. Did you ever get into like Mayhem or like any of those other ones from Scandinavia, like Dissection 2?
I think the only one that really we got into was probably Immortal. We like some of their stuff, some of their earlier stuff. I'm sure there's other ones. I'm just not able to recall them right now off the top of my head. I know there's a. Oh my gosh, I can hear the song in my head. I just can't think of their name. If I try not to think of it, I'll think of it. But yeah, yeah, Immortal. If it's black metal or death metal, I mean, most of the stuff that I listen to is not so much like the old school black metal. It's more of like the symphonic black metal, like Dimmu Borgir, Satyricon, Septic Flesh, that kind of stuff. So I mean, they're probably not from Scandinavia, but we kind of like the symphony involved in it. I really like the last album by Satyricon, where they shrunk their sound back kind of like to their old style and just kind of did it lo-fi and analog. That was really interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much most of the stuff that we're listening to. That's our old fallbacks. So once we burn out on an album, we fall back to the regular stuff that we've always listened to for decades.
I just wasn't sure if Behemoth was also in the mix there too, or is that some
I
of the
couldn't
members?
get into Behemoth. Yeah, couldn't get into them. Yeah, I couldn't quite get into Behemoth, although we did get into Ishan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, I would say most of the black metal we listen to is more the symphonic or orchestral black metal, and not so much the really grainy kind of sounding, analog sounding, traditional Scandinavian black metal. It's pretty rare that we get that much into them. But I mean, I would say probably the closest thing would be Immortal, Carpathian Forest. I guess, yeah, that would be. We like some of the old Carpathian Forest stuff. That's really good. Yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. And we got a lot of music in our collection. And we don't have our CD collection in here because it would take up a wall. But I'd have to look at my CD collection, go all the way down it to let you listen to or let you know about the bands that we're super into. But like right now, we're in our black and thrash phase, and then trying some of these foreign bands that aren't from the U.S. and listen to their stuff. And man, we found some real gems.
That's for sure. So it keeps us supporting music worldwide, including the black metal people too.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean, we find a lot of the music on like some of these doom or black metal YouTube channels where they'll throw up an album and listen to like, oh, that's really good, and then we'll search for them on Bandcamp and we'll buy it from there. I still like to try to buy a physical CD. Sometimes they're available on Amazon where you can buy the CD and they'll send you the link for the MP3s, and we just keep the CD in a package and never open it up. But I still like to look through booklets, CD booklets, and see what they, what the lyrics are, and I still enjoy that myself, and see what other bands they think, like maybe bands that they've gone on tour with, and kind of keeping like the old days where before the internet you had to look in the CD booklet to see what bands they went on tour and thanked, and then you're like, oh, I'll find those bands, and then you try them out. We still enjoy that.
Yeah, and they go back to the old days, like what we had in the 90s with the CDs and all that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
All right. So, Baron, we're down to one more question in my podcast. Before we jump into it, would you like to ask me anything or say any final words?
Yeah. What do you play in a band, or I've seen some drumming videos, like where you do some drum covers. They're pretty good. Do you like play out and play with bands, or do like collaborations and stuff?
I do more collaborations. I don't think I could do going out to bands and doing shows, that sort of thing. Even though one of my collabs, Shadows in the Dark, it seems like he wants to push in that direction, but it's almost like he lives out in Indiana, I'm in Pennsylvania, so we only got Ohio between us, so I don't know if we can meet in the middle, but I'm doing more session musician work, remain on the side. But
whereabouts in Pennsylvania?
Steel City, Pittsburgh.
Okay. So, is that near the famous mall where Dawn of the Dead was shot?
I don't know if it was Monroeville Mall, if you remember what the name of it was.
Yeah, Monroeville. That's the one.
Okay, yeah. It's not too far away. So.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah. We wanted to go up there for that, but we couldn't get there.
But if you want to check out, I do have a band I've been doing with a friend of mine. It's just me and one other guy in Texas. Waiting at the Bridge. I don't know if you heard about him.
No. Is it on your channel? Your YouTube channel?
I have songs that we've done together on my YouTube channel. The band name is Demiurge. So, Terror of the Deep.
I think I did see that one. Yeah.
So yeah, I do drums. And I'll speak all those.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. Your stuff sounds really good.
Yeah, and we got new material coming out soon. He's sent me 4 tracks already, and I'm actually asking a friend of mine out of Australia if he could do the mixing and mastering and see if he can work his magic. So,
nice. Yeah. That's the way to go.
Yep. Other than that, I do my drum covers. I've pretty much been focused on both for, and then I think now I'm starting to get to like a little bit of a Morbid Angel sort of binge. So that's going to be more next year. So,
yeah.
So I'm hitting some of the Florida oldies, if we're saying D-Side and Morbid Angel. So, yeah.
Yeah. They're right across the bridge. Like a lot of those bands started right over there in Tampa and that area, which is crazy because now they're known worldwide. Yeah. And we didn't think anything of it back then.
I tend to wonder if Morbid Angel's getting ready to hang up their hat here soon, because I think Azagoth, I think he's starting to lose it. He can't play guitar like he used to anymore.
Yeah, that stuff's fast. I don't know how they get those kids like stay with it that long and keep their speed up. Yeah, that's crazy.
Some sort of mental torture in a way. So you force yourself to play the music. So, yeah. Anything else?
That's all I can think of. Yeah. I want to thank you for doing this. Yeah, this is really cool. So it's rare to have somebody like reach out to us. Usually, we're a few years ago we were reaching out to everybody trying to be on their show, and we would get hits every once in a while, and it was nice to have you reach out to us. And Mark was gracious enough to pass this on to me, so I really am gracious enough to you to where you wouldn't have to put up with him either, because he's very dull. Yeah, he's very dull, very arrogant. So yeah, I'm glad that we got a chance to sit down and talk, because it just would have been in a long time him just giving one-word answers. Yeah, he's a very dull interview.
Yeah, and somehow we still keep the group together.
Yeah, don't tell him I said he's technically my boss and he can fire me. So yeah, let's just keep that between you and me. Yeah.
All right. So, all right, but if there's nothing else, here's how the last question will go. So, given the amount of negativity you have been seeing around in the world here too, whether you see it on the news or maybe even close by in your neck of the woods, these days it seems like people are struggling to find some sort of hope. So, given that we are a black metal band, maybe this doesn't fit in your wheelhouse, but regardless, what would be your message of hope for people and musicians out there so they can move forward?
Like advice?
Along advice, yeah. Pretty much advice, yeah.
Wow, all right. Well, first of all, an all-meat diet can work for you. I feel fantastic. I am almost 73. I feel like I'm almost like closing in like 69, 70. So I feel like about 3 or 4 years younger. So kids out there, if you're struggling, you can switch to an all-meat diet. That'd be the first thing. The other thing I would say is that just for advices for bands is do not multi-class in Dungeons and Dragons. It takes too long to level up. You're better off just specializing in one thing and just going on with it. If you want to play a magic user, play a magic user. I know magic users are cool with their swords when you multi-class, but just stick with magic. You'll get there. Join a bitching cult. Like, find a really good bitching cult. You'll love it. I mean, you'll have the most fun of your life. Don't go to college. Just join a cult. Stash some gold away. Hide that stuff. Bury it in a safe, and then take that. If it's like one of like combination lock, write it down. Put it in another safe in a completely different state. Don't open any portals that you do not feel that you can control. And I mean, we're always financially like strapped for cash. And if I can go back in time, I would invest a lot more in dwarven weapons, because those dwarves, they know how to make the best. You don't have to be magical, but just the weight of it, like when you're fighting, boy, that dwarven weapon's it's sweet. Just invest in that. Take your gold, bury some, put some in dwarven weapons, diversify your portfolio, and you'll be set. You have nothing to worry about. And thank you for allowing me to say that, because I mean, I feel like I'm making a change now in society.
Gotcha, sure.
Appreciate it.
So
yeah,
it was a good thing got off his chest there too. So I think he's been dying to say it. So yeah.
It's in here. It means a lot.
Okay. But spoke like a true prodigy. So all right, Baron, we reached the end of my podcast right here. Oh, Dwarven Cleaver? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
or
it's sweet. It's so much better than my cleaver from, I think it was from Taiwan. I mean, it was good, but this one's got a lot. It's when I hit a goblin with this, I don't feel it in my shoulders anymore. Like, I'm not sore the next day. Yeah, this is Dwarven. Dwarven's the way to go.
I was gonna say, this is supposed to be made in China.
No, not anymore. No, dwarves. No, I don't think dwarves are in China. I think they're probably in Australia. Some of the uncharted lands of Australia. Or Mars. Yeah, I think they left Australia and went to Mars. Tax breaks there. Yeah, but that sucker, look at that. Bounce it right on my thumb. Watch. Nope. Let's try that again. Yep. See, it's always going to tip because the weight's right here. That's where you need it.
Gotta thank God for the dwarves. So, all right.
Here. I'll drink to that.
Yep. Cheers. All right. So there we reached my podcast right here, and we talked a little over an hour, but I guess you want to say any other final words? Want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Yeah. Shout outs, obviously, to Superposition, our friend John over there, Kimmy from Mama's Maiden Studio, Dave and Lisa from OTAT 247. They do some fantastic shows, and they've been big supporters of us. Sunshine 96.7 FM here in St. Pete. They play our songs on their Wednesday show that starts at 11 p.m. on Wednesdays. They play us. Boy, I'm forgetting people, and I hate that. But all the Dark Lords, all of them. So if I don't want to leave any of them out, so we'll just say all of them. I'm just going to name individually one because that'll take like another 3 or 4 hours. So just all the Dark Lords together, really good. And you, of course. Yeah, thank you for having us on. And Dukester Podcast Family, the Linda and Roars guy. He's really good too. Yeah, he's helped out quite a bit.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think they brought it up. I think the reason I was able to reach out was because I think they brought it up. Either it was Sister or Mark who came in when I was doing my interview with Linda and Roars. So I think that's when it started. So.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, was that last week? I think it was Sister was on a show last week. And that was probably I didn't see it yet.
I didn't see it, but I think mine was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So,
yeah, that sounds like something she would do. Barge in, interrupt somebody's show. Totally sounds like that's Sister right there in a nutshell.
Yeah, I also had a nice little talk with Vampiris. I don't know if he's out of Florida there too, or.
Oh yeah, we haven't met him yet personally. Yeah, but yeah, he haunts our Facebook feeds every once in a while. Yeah, we gotta meet that dude or dudes or dudettes. We don't even know what it is.
I don't know, but I have reached out to him, and I think he's gonna come out at some point. But right now he's probably vacation in Transylvania or something. I don't know. So
probably, yeah. You got to catch him in between his travels.
Yep. All right. But nonetheless, here too, we have to close it like this. So everyone, my guest today was Baron von Butcher, aka from the band Arcana Necronomicus, the bass player. So make sure you guys go support these guys on the socials and all streaming platforms and everything here too. And keep your eyes out. They might show up on QVC at some point with their products that we mentioned throughout this whole interview here too. Or even Barrett's steak products or whatever he's selling these days here too. So
yeah, meat paste.
We'll see what happens.
Meat paste. Yep.
All right. We'll make it work at some point. So, but nonetheless, Baron, thank you again so much again for coming on here. So good luck this year and stay safe. Rock on.
Thank you. Warren's
real quick. Stay tuned, y'all.